An international trip to promote Louisiana led to a once-in-a-lifetime experience for State Representative Mike Bayham. The St. Bernard Parish representative got the chance to meet with Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope who also happens to have ties to Louisiana. I sat down with Representative Bayham to talk about the trip. Joining me now is Representative Mike Bayham. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's talk about your amazing trip overseas. You got to meet a very important person. You got to meet the Pope.
Got to meet Pope Leo. It was a tremendous honor. I've been to several papal audiences over the years. I've met presidents and I've met prime ministers. I've even met a sovereign, a queen, but I've never met a pope. And that was really special, particularly with this one being our first American pope and someone with roots to the New Orleans area.
How did this come to fruition?
During the legislative session, Pope Francis had passed away, and they had elected a new pope. They had a lot of people thinking it was going to be an Italian pope or one from another country. No one was thinking an American pope. And when they announced it, it was, it was just tremendous. And I was very excited, and so immediately with the new pope, I met with the drafting folks at the state capitol, said, I want Louisiana to be the first state to pass something congratulating our new American pope on his election.
So when you met him in person, you gave him a copy of that Louisiana House resolution.
Yeah, we presented him with, we call it the pretty version, which is on parchment, nice folder. And we made reference to his roots in the New Orleans area. And when I presented it to him, he looked at it and said, by the way, we wanted to highlight your connections through your family to the 7th Ward of New Orleans. And he smiled and appreciated it. But also presented him with a blue glass oyster shell. I represent St. Bernard Parish. Commercial fishing is a very important part of our heritage and our economy. And I just wanted to give him a little gift from my community of St. Bernard.
How do you go in to meet the Pope?
Well, you have to pick up a ticket. Now, there are several different types of tickets. They have the regular ticket, they have the special ticket, and then I guess they it's like a quasi-VIP ticket. Not that I consider myself a very important person, but that gets you to a certain area. But here's the thing, everyone, no matter who you are, has to go through the same line. Now, the line to get through security, in this case, was the longest line I've ever seen in any papal audience I've attended. It wrapped alongside the outside walls of the Vatican, and it took 3 hours. And they said that, well, they open the doors at 7:30. The papal audience isn't until 11. Well, they were at capacity at 8 o'clock. They had already filled the outside area courtyard, which was outside the building, where the Pope would ended up just walking out and just waving hi and doing some blessings for the folks outside. But they had, and in this audience room, the Pope Paul VI audience room is huge. I mean, it's the size of a convention center. I think I had about, according to the video, the Vatican shot about 58 seconds in the Pope's presence one-on-one. So,
wow.
I mean, that's tremendous. But, to hear a Pope speak English perfectly, American English, is really, that for me was the thing that jumps out. He's also a big baseball fan, and I did make a little comment about how his White Sox beat my Astros in 2005, and there's a famous film footage grab of him at the World Series in Chicago,
wow.
wearing his priest collar, at the game and cheering his White Sox on. And I was, after Katrina lost everything, we had 11 feet of water hit where I lived, plus an oil spill. So the World Series for me was kind of like my moment of zen, if you will, where I was just, a few months after the storm, my little time where I was trying to just have a little bit of normalcy in life and distract myself from going back home and going through the muck and trying to salvage things and gut things. So, but I did make a little mention about the baseball World Series. But he is cognizant of his Louisiana roots, and something really neat that the Archdiocese of New Orleans did under our Archbishop Gregory Amen, they painted his family tree on the wall in the Archdiocese office that shows his Louisiana relations on this beautiful, impressive family tree representation they did.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. What an incredible moment.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for allowing me to share it. This very wonderful story, and it was just a tremendous honor and a privilege to meet our new Pope.
All right. Thank you, Representative Mike Bayham.